Bagi Indonesia, tumbuhan kelapa sawit adalah anugerah Tuhan sebagai sumber daya alam dan merupakan comparative advantage. Dengan tingkat kesuburan dan kesesuaian lahan untuk usaha budidaya kelapa sawit yang tinggi. Upaya terencana lebih dari 30 tahun lalu menjadikan negara ini mampu tampil sebagai produsen minyak nabati kelapa sawit terbesar di dunia. Perkebunan sawit berorientasi bukan hanya pada keuntungan semata, namun juga memperhatikan faktor sosial dan lingkungan hidup, serta menjaga kelestarian alam, termasuk keanekaragaman hayati dan binatang langka yang dilindungi. Dalam waktu yang relatif singkat, pemangku kepentingan kelapa sawit di Indonesia, baik perkebunan besar maupun perkebunan rakyat, semakin sadar untuk menerapkan ketentuan minyak sawit lestari atau Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil. Di samping itu, dalam waktu dekat Indonesia akan menerapkan Indonesian Sustainable Palm Oil System atau ISPO secara mandatori untuk mempercepat produksi sustainable palm oil.
Of course, Lonsum is a plantation business that's been operating in Indonesia for a long time, over 100 years. And we'll do all we can to support the government's initiative to drive the whole industry, including Lonsum, of course, towards sustainability. The world has an increasing population. There are increasing numbers of people that are living in poverty. You've got global warming and the like. So that the world needs more foodstuff. The world needs more biofuel. And palm oil is the world's best vegetable oil. It has attributes that are there in no other oils. It has a high calorific value. It has a high yield per hectare. It has the lowest unit costs of production. So it is something that is essentially good to be grown, but it needs to be grown sustainably. And of course, the world wants sustainable palm oil. But at the same time, the world wants the palm oil preferably to be grown by smallholders, and there are thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of smallholders growing oil palm in Indonesia today. Lonsum has 30,000 hectares itself. So if the journey to sustainability is difficult for a large corporate like Lonsum, then it's still harder, the effort involved, to work with those smallholders to make sure that they understand the principles and criteria of sustainability and undertake the necessary work. But I make the point that the whole of the value chain, past growers and millers, have got to support Indonesia in its drive towards sustainability.
Namun produsen minyak sawit berkelanjutan tentunya juga ingin mengetahui tanggapan dan jaminan konsumen terhadap usaha ini. Unilever adalah perusahaan consumer goods yang cukup besar dan menggunakan minyak sawit, membuat pernyataan bahwa mereka akan menggunakan sustainable palm oil pada tahun 2015. Pada kenyataannya, Unilever sekarang ini pun telah menggunakan sustainable palm oil.
Unilever has been part of the Roundtable for Sustainable Palm Oil from the beginning, actually even from before ISPO was created. The reason we do that is because we are the largest private buyer of palm oil in the world. We buy about 1.3, 1.4 million tons of palm oil as stearine, as olein, as derivatives, etc. per annum. But not just palm oil, but also soybean, sugar, vegetables, fruit, nuts, mushrooms, you name it. We will make agreements with our suppliers about sustainability. If we look 30 years, 40 years ahead, when we'll have 9.5 billion people on the planet who all need to be fed and who all want to lead a decent life, then it becomes very clear that one, we need to double food production in the world, and two, we have no choice but to do that on the same amount of land that we currently have in cultivation. So sustainable intensification is really what we need to do in agriculture worldwide. We need to produce more per hectare. We simply cannot double the area of land that we have in cultivation for production of food. And then I'm not even mentioning the fact that we will have to rely on agriculture, not only for feed, but also for food, but also for feed, and also to some extent for fuel.
Neste Oil adalah pabrik biodiesel terbesar di Eropa yang mensuplai keperluan biodiesel di Eropa. Biodiesel yang diproduksi oleh pabrik Neste pada saat ini juga dipergunakan oleh penerbangan internasional Lufthansa. Neste juga sedang membangun pabrik biodiesel yang sama di Singapura dan Rotterdam.
Neste is known for clean fuels and it has a long tradition of technological solutions which are less harmful or better, environmentally better fuel technologies in history. Our new renewable diesel can be used in any diesel engine, in any blending ratio, and it can be distributed in any distribution system which is designed for fossil fuels. We are using currently a wide variety of different feedstocks like animal fat-based waste, rapeseed oil, and palm oil, which is the major feedstock at the moment. We believe that palm oil has big potential as an important feedstock even in future. Palm oil has excellent greenhouse gas reduction potential. The consumers want to know exactly how and where the palm oil is produced, and that's why we also have to know where and how the production is taking place. We will have the full traceability of the palm oil which we're using. Indonesian government is now taking a step in introducing ISPO in the Indonesian palm oil industry. We fully support this initiative, and we believe that it's going to be an important measure for Indonesian palm oil industry to maintain and develop the sustainability principles and also maintain and develop the markets outside the own country, in Europe and elsewhere.
Ketua Asosiasi Food Retailer di Belanda menyatakan bahwa anggotanya mendukung penerapan Sustainable Palm Oil dan menyambut baik inisiatif Indonesian Sustainable Palm Oil System atau ISPO.
So sustainability for the Dutch consumer is very important. That holds a lot of subjects, but also lately the sustainable palm oil in all kinds of products is very important for Dutch consumers. So we want to make sure for the consumer that the products he buys has sustainable ingredients, not only for the consumer of today, but also for our children and grandchildren, that we can supply palm oil in products for the years to come. We have chosen for the instrument of RSPO, so the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil, because that's a project containing also NGOs, industry and retail, and the producers in the production countries like Indonesia, a very important player in the palm oil industry. We want to work together with those all the stakeholders in the case to ensure, and that's our ambition, that palm oil by the year 2015 is sustainable in all private label brands, own brands of supermarkets in the Netherlands.
Marilah kita simak tanggapan dari Lembaga Swadaya Masyarakat atau NGO sebagai pemerhati lingkungan hidup. Mereka telah teruji waktu dan punya komitmen tinggi terhadap masalah kelestarian alam serta keselamatan bumi. Orang Utan Foundation Organization di London adalah organisasi yang sangat concern terhadap pelestarian orang utan dan bertujuan membantu masyarakat untuk mengerti orang utan dan masalah yang dihadapi. Oleh karenanya, organisasi ini sangat mendukung penerapan ISPO untuk dapat menyelamatkan orang utan dan mendidik masyarakat sekitar agar ikut menjaga kelestarian orang utan.
Has obviously been very concerned about the habitat of the orangutan and of tropical forests. And recently, as most people will know, one of the biggest threats to tropical forests has been the conversion of land for oil palm. And I think this has been in the forefront of the concerns of the loss of habitat, not just for the orangutan, but for all species. It's been interesting to hear that the Indonesian government has also recognized that this is a problem, and they are looking for solutions to this problem. So the news that the Indonesian government is trying to set up an Indonesian sustainable palm oil standards is actually good news, because this is a government initiative. And being by a government initiative, it has a mandate. The advantages of this are that it will apply not only to the big companies, but more importantly to the small holdings. And for the smallholders, it's very important that they know that if they produce palm oil that is then able to receive the certification, that palm oil is actually going to compete on a very competitive market. Whereas with the bigger companies, yes, of course, it's good to have the certification, but we also know that they can probably carry on without it. So this actually protects the small holdings, and it gives the credibility to the larger companies that they have the certification.
Oxfam Novib adalah organisasi non-pemerintah yang sangat memperhatikan kesejahteraan petani di Indonesia. Mereka bekerja sama dengan Sawit Watch dan aktif di sosialisasi RSPO, serta banyak melakukan penelitian. Dalam kegiatannya, Oxfam sangat mendukung penerapan Sustainable Palm Oil oleh RSPO dan ISPO.
NGOs can use encouraging as well as critical means to mobilize stakeholders, for instance in the context of the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil, to commit to sustainable production as well as sustainable sourcing of palm oil. I think that NGOs should support challenging standards such as the RSPO standard that deliver tangible benefits to both people and the environment. To my opinion, standards should include greenhouse gas criteria because land use changes result not only in land grabs and deforestation, but also in a contribution to greenhouse gas emissions. Oxfam has promoted smallholder inclusiveness in the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil to achieve implementation of the standards as well as benefits to these smallholders, which we consider to be very important. Oxfam also lobbies brand manufacturers and retailers to commit to sourcing certified RSPO sustainable palm oil.
Solidaridad dalam kegiatannya sangat mendukung pelaksanaan Sustainable Palm Oil. Keterlibatan mereka di Indonesia akan membantu petani yang tidak mampu dalam memproduksi Sustainable Palm Oil.
As an NGO, Solidaridad has taken the firm decision some years ago to support the Roundtable process, to make the production of palm oil more sustainable. And that was a decision we have taken, and it has led to the implementation of different programs. I think NGOs can make a huge contribution. One aspect is that we can support producers to be compliant with the criteria of the Roundtable. And we are focusing on the smallholders to support them to reach these levels. We can support them in a process of transition to smart and sustainable land use. Smart is linked to productivity, quality and cost reductions, and sustainability is linked to the social and ecological aspects of palm oil production. I think this is a crucial role and a contribution we can make. But there is another aspect which is important. Solidaridad has created partnerships and developed partnerships with businesses in this sector to pressure them, to invite them to be committed in terms of their willingness to buy sustainable palm oil and to pay a better price for a better product. I think this is very essential because at the end, the market will be the driver of change.
MVO, sebuah lembaga yang didirikan oleh pemerintah Belanda untuk membantu industri pengguna fat dan oil serta pembuat margarin untuk dapat membeli sustainable palm oil pada tahun 2015 dengan insentif dari pemerintah.
Product Board MVO is already for many years committed to the sustainable development of the palm oil industry. MVO was one of the first members of the voluntary scheme called the Roundtable of Sustainable Palm Oil. In the RSPO, principles and criteria are set for sustainable palm oil production. On behalf of MVO, I can say that the industry in the Netherlands, and MVO accordingly, is committed to buy sustainable palm oil. At the same time, RSPO is a voluntary scheme. We understand that the Indonesian government is developing the Indonesian sustainable palm oil system, obligatory system for Indonesian producers to produce sustainable palm oil. It shows that the Indonesian government and the Indonesian producers are committed and to produce only sustainable palm oil.
Belanda sangat mendukung Sustainable Palm Oil System yang akan diterapkan oleh Indonesia. Semoga Indonesia terus menjadi leader pada kegiatan perkelapa sawitan dunia mendatang.
For me, it's a real pleasure to say something about the strong and excellent cooperation which we have with the Indonesian government, but especially also with the Indonesian Palm Oil Commission on the way forward for sustainable palm oil production. And I'm very happy to see that the first RSPO certified palm oil appear on the market at the end of 2008. So there is a start and there's a good market for these products. And also very happy with the latest developments in which the Netherlands Task Force for Sustainable Palm Oil Production took the initiative to come forward with the manifest, as we call it, to achieve that we in the Netherlands buy 100% sustainable palm oil at least at the end of 2015. And it's not only an initiative of the Dutch government, but it's also an initiative of the private sector. And that's very important because with the involvement of the private sector, we can create a market, not only in the Netherlands, but especially in Europe for sustainable palm oil. I'm also very happy that Indonesia, in this respect, is taking the lead and working closely together with the Netherlands to achieve this. And I'm very positive about the latest initiative of the Indonesian government and the Indonesian Palm Oil Commission, in which they set up their own system, not to wait for the results of the worldwide roundtable of sustainable palm oil production, but they already started their own system within Indonesia.
Indonesia merupakan penghasil minyak sawit terbesar di dunia yang digunakan untuk memenuhi kebutuhan pangan, energi terbarukan, dan sumber devisa negara. Dalam rangka terus membangun industri kelapa sawit nasional yang juga berperan sebagai penggerak perekonomian, pengentasan kemiskinan, dan pelestarian lingkungan, maka pemerintah Indonesia telah mengambil kebijakan untuk mengembangkan industri kelapa sawit yang lestari atau Sustainable Palm Oil Industry. Karena itu, Kementerian Pertanian akan menerapkan sistem ISPO atau Indonesia Sustainable Palm Oil System untuk pengembangan perkebunan kelapa sawit di Indonesia. Sistem ISPO juga merupakan instrumen untuk mendukung komitmen pemerintah Indonesia dalam mengurangi emisi gas rumah kaca 26% pada tahun 2020. Melalui ISPO, Indonesia akan dapat memenuhi kebutuhan CPO yang sustainable sebagaimana yang diharapkan stakeholders minyak sawit dunia.
Indonesia hari ini merupakan sisa wilayah dunia yang masih menyimpan kekayaan berjuta spesies flora dan fauna. Indonesia masih mampu menjaga hutan-hutan tropisnya sebagai sumbangan dalam penyerapan emisi gas rumah kaca. Apresiasi dan dukungan terhadap minyak sawit lestari Indonesia merupakan upaya membangun kebersamaan menghadapi perubahan iklim global.